I've got a lot of material that I want to cover today, and we'll keep the questions for the end. And hopefully, by the end of it, I would have answered the majority of those questions anyway. So just to kick this off, my name's Alan Hunt. I'm one of the co-founders, along with Andrew McDonald, of the Rookies. And the Rookies has been around this is our 12th Rookie Award. So we've been around for a long time. Our backgrounds are both in visual effects, where we've spent the good part of 20 odd years working in visual effects. Andrew was a modeling artist. I specialized in texturing. We've worked in numerous studios around the world. And the great thing about the Rookies platform is we've always had a fantastic network of industry support, not only in artists but in studios. And we've been very, very lucky to get that industry support. So let's start with the first frame, and here we go. Yeah, so this is just kind of what I was talking about. Rookies. We kicked off in 2005, believe it or not, when both Andrew and myself were working in London at moving picture companies. And the whole idea of the platform was really to help young people on their journey to get into the industry. During our time in London, when we were working as senior artists, we were reviewing a lot of work, and we realized there was a bit of a disconnect between students coming out of higher education and coming into the industry and what industry required. So we were trying to really help bridge that gap and bring students up to speed and hit the ground running when they did get that job in industry. The first platform that we ever created was called CG Coach, and it was really about mentoring final year students on their projects, introducing them to industry standards, and from that we've evolved into what is now known today as the Rookies. And the Rookies, we had a rebranding, it was about 6 or 7 years ago, and we were predominantly known for the CG Student Awards. And everyone, each year would come and enter into the CG Student Awards, and it was, the same format that the Rookie Awards is today. But the difference being is now that we have a whole sort of portfolio area, and really that's kind of how we sort of position it. It's the art station before you go to art station. It's really only for people that are studying or, just trying to get into creative industries. Industry professionals that try to come onto the website get kicked off and told basically, you can help out in other ways. You don't need to be showing your portfolio here. You can go over to ArtStation or Behance or some of these other big portfolio sites. But really, we're trying to create a safe area or an area that allows students to be able to benchmark themselves against other students from around the world. And to do that, so with industry professionals, they can come back and they can be judges on contests. They can contribute in our Discord channel. They can do a lot of other things to really help and support and give back really to young people that are trying to get in. If we move to this is a quick recap just for those people that aren't already on the Rookies website. When you first come on, you'll be asked, what sort of experience do you have? And we have essentially 4 main user types, from debut right through to a rookie. A debut is somebody that could have just finished high school. It could be a young person that's been playing with Blender or some sort of 3D application in their bedroom at home, but really has no idea how to, what school to apply for or how to get into these industries. So really, they're at the very, very infancy of their journey. And then you go through to the other end, where a rookie is somebody that's graduated. We use that as a, in context to that sort of sporting analogy. If you're a rookie, you've kind of made it in, but you're in your first year of your sporting profession, and you really haven't cracked it yet, but you've got to that point. So a rookie, when you look at it from a creative perspective, it's somebody that's graduated. Maybe they've graduated, they've been outside of graduation for that 12-month period. They may have done some freelance work, but they still really haven't cracked into the industry. They haven't been, haven't gained that full-time employment yet, and are still needing a little bit of support. So we still support those that level as well. And in between that, player and contender are really at different stages of their learning journey. So first and second year and third and fourth year, and each one have different needs of where they're at. When you look at a contender, they're really out there building out their portfolio, trying to do networking events, trying to get exposure on their work, building their online brand, really trying to position themselves to start applying, or that are applying for those jobs. So, why a portfolio on the rookie site? Well, there's a number of reasons, really. Obviously, there's the exposure factor. We publish, or we publish, every level of work on our social media platforms. It's not just the best of the best. So, what we're trying to do here is celebrate people's skill level at different levels. So you may be a contender, you've done one project that looks amazing, that you're really, really proud of. We're posting that on our social media. So we have, quite a big audience on Instagram and our social media platforms. And it's that first step of getting your work out there, being proud of that one project. And we want to help celebrate that. The second point there is confidence. And I'm going to mention confidence a lot throughout this whole presentation, because for us, confidence is fundamental to kind of pulling yourself out of that classroom environment, out of your bedroom, and actually getting your work out there. The sooner that you can start building your confidence, even if you're a first year student, the more opportunities that you are going to present themselves. So when I talk about confidence and building a portfolio, like I said, you could have only one project that you're really proud of. That's enough to start building a portfolios on the rookies website. And then you can just keep adding to that portfolio. You can keep removing old projects, but start as early as you possibly can. Even if a lot of people are very self-critical of their own work. And that's why the rookies platform is a safe place, because it's a place where you can show your work in progress. You can show the journey of that project that you've been on, and no one's going to go, well, that's not very good, because it's not about that. We get feedback. We have our Discord server that has a lot of industry professionals in there really helping out. We have 12 years of history of people coming through the rookies, getting into industry, and now wanting to give back, because we helped them back in the day, and now they're really wanting to give feedback and help to those young people that are on the journey today. So yeah, places like our Discord server is a really good community of people getting feedback on their work. We have live sessions going on and all that sort of stuff. I mentioned before about benchmarking yourself against other students at the same level as you on a global standard, on a global stage. These same people are going to be the ones that are going to be competing against. You're going to be competing against when it comes to job opportunities. So it's really important to be able to just see where you sit. You might think that once you've created your portfolio and you're checking out other contenders or other players' work, that actually your work is not that far off from being some of the better stuff in there. So it's a really great way to be able to see where you're at. Networking, like I said, even on our Discord server, you're interacting with industry professionals. These same professionals could be the same people that are going to be, doing an interview at a studio with. So the fact that you can say, hey, you know what, I chatted with you on the rookies Discord server, it just helps break down these barriers when you're starting to apply for some of these jobs. So there's a lot of great reasons to be creating that portfolio on the rookies website. We have badges and certificates and all these other things that happen, which I'm going to talk more about when you start entering into contests. Obviously you're networking with those same students like yourselves as well. This is just a bit of a snapshot of some of the other stuff we do. Obviously pre-COVID, we were doing a lot of events where on live events where we would be bringing industry professionals and rookies together to be able to have those networking events. Outside of that, like I said, we've got certificates that get presented, and I'm going to talk about certificates more when we get into the rookie awards. But there's a fantastic contest platform there for students to be able to enter into and be able to start, using those contests to create portfolio pieces. And a lot of those contests that we run, we're providing assets that then you can use and still, possibly or potentially use for your portfolio once you've finished that contest. Most of our contests also, which we do something quite different, is we get a lot of the judges to actually review work along the way, or we'll do a live session where we'll select random entries of that contest to give feedback to, because the whole idea is to really try and help lift everybody's standard, and at the end of it, to come out with something that you can add to your portfolio. I'm going to talk about Discover, which is our information hub. That's a link on the main website. We're going to have a look at that later. And then, let's move through to this. So the main topic of today is really to talk about this year's Rookie Awards, and and we're really excited. I think it's 28 days away, so not far before we open for submissions. There's not, in terms of last year's Rookie Awards, there's not too much change that we've made for this year. We really wanted to just kind of rinse and repeat and not change the naming of categories, or just add new things that was going to possibly confuse people. So we've kept it pretty much the same. We have, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to talk about the categories. So stepping back a second, what is the Rookie Awards? It's, like I said, it's our 12th annual Rookie Awards. It's a contest. It is a contest. There are winners for it, and really people are entering in that to get that Rookie of the Year accolade that industry know about. If you get into the draft, or you get into the finals, or you're an overall winner in the Rookie Awards, it can really open a lot of doors when it comes to looking for opportunities in studios. All the top studios around the world know about the Rookie Awards, and if you're featured in that top list, it's, like I said, it's going to hopefully create some opportunities for you. Who can enter the Rookie Awards? You must be a student. You can be self-taught. You can be learning online, whether it's through YouTube or mentorships or workshops, or however it is, and you're self-teaching yourself. You're still able to enter into the Rookie Awards. You can be a hobbyist. We have a unique category, or a specialist category called Young Guns, and that's really focused at high school students and those people that are just starting to dabble in it. And you can submit anything in there. It can be a game piece, or it can be a visual effects piece, or whatever. It's open to whatever you want to enter into that categories. And you can see there, you must have less than 12 months professional experience. Now, this is a bit of a grey area, and we get a lot of questions every year about this. So I'm just going to try and demystify this and make sure that everyone's clear. So I touched on it before. So you may have graduated, and you may have been doing some freelance work, and you still haven't got that full-time employment. You're still able to enter into the Rookie Awards, but you're not able to add any of that professional work to your entry. We're really looking for those recent grads that have been working on their portfolio during that year as well, that have now completed it, that want to submit that portfolio to the Rookie Awards. If there's any hint of or suggestion of professional work on your entry, we will send a warning, and then if it's not removed, you will be disqualified and the entry will be taken down. And just on that, every person that gets into the finals gets screened. So we have a team of people that go through all the finalists and do a background check to check out LinkedIn profiles, check out the work to make sure if there's logos on there that may be looking like it's professional work, then it will get flagged and it will get researched in the back. So one thing to note about LinkedIn, and this has happened in the past, and it's hard because you're starting out and you don't really have a lot of things to add to your LinkedIn profile, but people tend to kind of embellish their LinkedIn profile a little bit, and maybe that freelance work is looking more like it was I guess a bit more professional, a bit more full time. If you've got a LinkedIn profile that maybe you've done some work experience and you've helped out doing whatever it is. Just make sure that you're kind of really transparent in what you've actually done, because when we look at those LinkedIn profiles and it looks like, hey, this kid's been working, for the last 5 years, and it might be just for a month here and a month there, but if it looks like it's a lot more than that on your LinkedIn profile, you will get messaged and just you get asked a few questions about that. So just have a think about that before you enter into the Rookie Awards. Just clean up your LinkedIn profile, and yeah, make sure you're transparent with that job history. Excuse me. Why should I enter the Rookie Awards? Well, there's really 5 main points here that I want to cover, and some of them I've already touched on. Exposure. It is the biggest CG student awards out there. We had just under 4,000 entries last year. So there's a lot of people looking at your work. When you look at our, I'll share this in a minute once we've got through this, but when you look at our judging panel, it's the who's who of visual effects and games and architecture visualization, and these categories that we're covering. There's a lot of heavyweight industry professionals in there that are judging your work. So, you're getting that exposure. You're getting recruiters that are looking at your work. We get lots of recruiters, during the running of the Rookie Awards, coming in and asking us, we've got some amazing talent. Who's the highest entry right now? We're looking for this and looking for that. So there's a lot of people during this time looking at your work. So it's fantastic exposure. And we have students that will enter consecutively throughout the year. So you're not limited just to entering into one year. So that really leaves a history of your progress as well, which recruiters love to see. So we've had students that have entered like 4 years in a row, and to watch them, start out and then, move into that next where they got into the draft and then got into the finals and then became an overall winner. It's a fantastic journey, and recruiters love to see that. Like I touched on, opportunities. We're always working with recruiters to help find talent. Like right now, it's a golden age in these industries. There is so much content creation needed. I was just talking to somebody actually before I jumped on this call, and what's happening now is that we're reaching the ceiling in terms of senior artists in the industry, and studios are no longer able to find senior artists, and it's really who's got the most money, it wins. So companies are throwing ridiculous money at senior artists, but studios are now shifting their focus to entry-level juniors to bring through, and they know that they need to focus down there because there's a shortage. So the opportunities that are presenting themselves now and in the future, it's a fantastic time to be getting into these industries. And even with the other stuff that I do outside of the rookies, there's a whole landscape of new industries that are embracing 3D as well. So as a student, you need to be thinking not just games, not just visual effects, but there's going to be better opportunities in other industries as well. So that's just a little bit of an insight there. Prizes each year, we have our sponsors that come along and give us thousands and thousands of dollars worth of prizes that we're able to give away. This year we have a mega prize, which we haven't officially named yet, but really it's going to be a sort of a sweepstake, and we've accumulated a massive prizes that we'll be able to give away to some random person. So you could be a first year sitting on the fence right now thinking, well, this is not really for me. Actually, you could win this, mega prize, and it will set you up for the next, 10 years with hardware and software. So there's some amazing prizes there. Certificates. Every single person out of those, almost 4,000 people that entered last year, every single person that enters gets a certificate, because every person gets judged on the Rookie Awards. So we're able to publish these certificates, which are private to you, that we send out after we've announced the overall winners. And really what that is, it's not a demo reel feedback. It's just a ranking to say, hey, industry think you're at this level. And it's just to give you a bit of a an insight, because maybe you think, yeah, I'm not so good down here. And a lot of people have been surprised to go, oh, industry thought I was a B or an A or whatever it is. So it's a ranking, it's a grade, but at least it gives you a bit of a benchmark of where you're currently sitting. Badges, as our judges are judging all the entries that are coming through. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about the judging process, because it is important that you know that as I go through this the presentation of how to create an entry. But badges, their judges are giving away achievement badges, excellence badges. So maybe you've done one really amazing model or textured something really, really well, and you don't have a lot of projects, but a judge thinks it was really well executed. They can assign a badge to you, which then goes onto your dashboard. Again, a lot of people use those badges to add to their LinkedIn profiles. The same with the certificates, to really start building out your LinkedIn profile as well. And confidence, I've already talked about confidence. You need to start sharing your work at some point. So why not do it in a safe environment with students that are at the same level as you, with the Rookie Awards. So a lot of information there, but there's a lot of great reasons why you should be entering into the Rookie Awards this year. Let's move on. So I just wanted to talk about the main contest groupings. So we have 5 main contest groupings, and I'm going to dig deep into each one of these as we go through. So we've got Rookie of the Year, Film of the Year, Game of the Year, the specialty category, and then we have career opportunities. So let's dive into Rookie of the Year. So these are the categories that sit under that grouping of Rookie of the Year. We have, and like I said, nothing has really changed from last year: 3D animation, visual effects, game development, etc., with the exception of one new category there, which is called virtual fashion. There's a big movement going on right now in the fashion and retail industry to digitize their garments, and really that has a lot to do with sustainability and sample wastage that goes on around the world. So there's a big shift going on in that space, and we've noted that there's university and higher education facilities that are now teaching these bespoke visual fashion courses. So what we're looking for there is really people that have studied fashion, that are moving into that digital space and are using programs like Clo3D or Browseware, a little bit of Marvelous Designer. Marvelous Designer sort of sits in visual effects and game development in terms of cloth simulation, but it's still also used by fashion design students. And in fact, Marvelous Designer is owned by Clo3D. Clo3D, for those people that don't know, is really digital pattern making. So it's taking that traditional pattern making, putting it into 3D software, and then being able to create garments that you can add simulations to. So we're really looking for people that have come from fashion design that are now creating those digital garments. So when we look at these categories, so maybe you have been studying game design and development, you've got a portfolio of your work, you're like, okay, cool, is that the only category that I can enter into? What we're trying to get you to do here is really focus on, where you're going. So if you want to work in games, and maybe, Epic Games or Riot Games, wherever it is, and that's where you want to go, then you want to just make sure that you've tailored your entry that is specific to this category. What the judges and what we don't want to see is if you've got some game work, you've got some concept artwork, and maybe you've done some 2D animation that was, year 1 project or something like that. So you've got this real mixture of a portfolio. We want you to really tailor your entry based on the category that you're entering into. So again, maybe you've got some game design and development work, and you've done some concept art work for that game, then you would split that out, enter into the concept art category and the game development category. And the game development category covers anything in all aspects of game design and development. So you could be working on a level design, you could be doing, props or asset creation, character creation, whatever it goes into a game. It goes into that category. It doesn't have to be a finished game. We have the Game of the Year categories, which are more for group and team-based projects. Again, maybe you've got a video of somebody playing partially your game or whatever it is. It's however you want to make that up. A good reference point is to look at last year's entries and for these categories and sort of reverse engineer it a little bit. That will give you some good insight into what other people have created as entries for these categories. The other ones are pretty self-explanatory. Visual effects, if you're working on a project which is a hybrid of 2D and photorealism, and it sort of sits in that I'm not too sure what land I live in world, then really think about what the main focus is. So maybe you're going for a photorealistic digital double character that has stylized background. So if the focus is really on the realism of the character, then it would go into something like visual effects, for example. You really just want to be able to break that down and go, okay, so what is it? Am I trying to get a job at Industrial Light and Magic, or am I trying to work at Pixar with stylized stuff? And that kind of will give you some clues as to which category you should enter into. So when you look at 3D animation, we're really looking for those Pixar, DreamWorks stylized entries for that category. Cool. And if I move to the just to go back for a sec. So this is for individuals. This is not for group or team-based projects. This is for an individual. And I'm going to move to the next category, grouping, which is film of the year. So these categories are visual effects, 2D animation, and 3D animation. These are for your group or team-based projects. So there's a lot of schools that for their final year will work as a group, and the final output will be a short film or a game, whatever that may be. There is the exception to this. We do have freak students that will create a whole short film by themselves. So if you're one of those amazing students that are able to do everything, then you can still enter into these categories. It's both for groups and for an individual that has a fully finished short film. And then we look at the game of the year. So we've got the PC and console, immersive media, and mobile game categories. Again, group, team-based projects, the same deal. You can be an individual and completed a full mobile game, and you've got an entry that you want to upload for game of the year. So, and then you can see specialty there where we have our Young Guns, which is open to artists that are under the age of 18 years and using 3D softwares. What was I going? I remember thinking one thing that virtual fashion, that'll come back to me. Cool. So, and then we look at our career opportunities. So this is where we partner with studios and companies from around the world, and they offer a career opportunity. Now, this career opportunity can be anything from a on-site internship to a virtual internship to a mentorship to a portfolio review, a telephone interview. It can be whatever the company decides it to be. And really, these are a foot in the door to these companies. We've had some amazing case studies and success stories of people that have won these career opportunities and then gone on to get a contract and are still working at some of these companies. It's really again, you want to look at the category, read the rules and the eligibility criteria to make sure that you're eligible to enter into the contest. For example, there we've got Weta Digital is looking for an intern to join their modeling team. If you don't qualify to work in New Zealand, where Weta Digital is based, then there's no point applying for that internship, right? They're not going to sort out a visa for you. If you maybe through ancestry, you've got a rights to a New Zealand passport and you can actually work there, then that's legit. You can actually apply for that internship. Just go through the terms and condition and make sure that you fully understand before entering into it. You can enter into a number of different career opportunities, and these when you're creating an entry for these categories, really think about it as if you're applying for a job. And so this is where you can have an accumulation of all your best work, and you're applying with your portfolio, your best work forward. The usual rules apply. Make sure it's the best, and it's short and sweet, and all the stuff that recruiters have already told you. for about a portfolio. So, snapshot of some of our sponsors for we've got some amazing sponsors. We have Autodesk and Epic Games, which are our major sponsor again this year, which is fantastic. And a lot of these great companies offering prizes and supporting the rookies, the Rookie Awards. This was a bit of I just threw this in because it showed a bit of a snapshot to that mega prize or that creative starter kit giveaway that I mentioned earlier. This was just some of the prizes that were part of that. Again, you're getting all the licenses under the sun. And this year we've got more hardware being added to this as well. So a really great opportunity there for some random person that enters into the Rookie Awards. A lot of schools. I think we had just under 600 schools last year that had students that entered into the Rookie Awards. So we use the Rookie Awards because, like I mentioned, we collect every person that enters gets a judgment. Then we use all that data to find out where the best students are coming from and what school they're coming from. And that's how we release, we use that information to then release our global school rankings. A lot of schools will come to us and say, well, how do we get on the school rankings? It's really as simple as getting your students entering into the Rookie Awards. If students aren't entering into the Rookie Awards, then we have no data to be able to use to be able to create, to be able to do this global school rankings for. So, as a student, you're really helping the school by being active and being part of the Rookie Awards. If you think it's a great school and you want them to get, their rankings up high, then entering into the Rookie Awards is definitely the right thing to do. So let's just touch on some tips and tricks and some common misconceptions. Read the rules. It's as simple as that. Every year we get people that just push buttons and enter categories, and they're not really reading the rules, and they're adding entries to career opportunities that they're not eligible for and stuff. Just take a little bit of time. Honestly, it's not a textbook of rules in there. It's just a few basics, but it will just help make sure that you're on the right page. Selecting the right group, selecting the right category. I touched on that, and create an entry I'm going to go through in a minute. How to create the perfect entry. Yeah, I'm going to show you an example of that. But checking out last year's entries on the site. We have archived on the website the 2021 Rookie Awards, and you can go back and look at past entries for each of the different categories and really dissect them and go, okay, how long was that? How many projects did they have? What what was the presentation look like? Just all these little hints towards creating a really good entry. You'll see the page builder, the way that people have added their description and not just uploaded a bunch of images and expected the judges to know what's going on. There's thought that's gone into the actual entry itself, which is really, really key. And we'll get into what the judges are looking for in a minute. Get your entry in early for extra prizes and job offers. Like I said, we get recruiters from day one asking us who's the highest ranked person that's entered into the Rookie Awards so far. That from that we've, there's like I said, there's a lot of great stories with people picking up jobs during the running of the Rookie Awards and now doing really, really well. So it's important to get your entry in early for those opportunities, for the exposure that I talked about. The earlier you get it in, then we'll be able to post it on social media. If you leave it to the last minute, then not everyone's going to be looking at your work because you've left it to the last day. So if you post it first, you've got almost 3 months of people looking at your work, which is great. It's a lot of eyes. Treat your entry like a job application and sell yourself. Yeah, really, really important, especially when it comes to that career opportunity entry. You really want to treat it like a job application and make sure that you show a bit of that process that you went through to get that final render. And I'm not saying have 100 images, but key milestones that really helped show that journey to get that final render. Use all the available page widgets. I'm going to show you that when I create the page. Create a separate entry for different categories. Really important. So yeah, you're not just creating one big entry and then entering it into multiple categories. You need to create multiple entries to enter into multiple categories. So just remember that. And also one thing to note is that there's a difference between entry and a project. So like I mentioned, we have a whole portfolio area that you can create projects on and build out your portfolio. If you're creating a project, you're not creating an entry to the Rookie Awards. And I'm going to show you where that, the difference is there. Some years we get people that are creating a project on their portfolio and they think they've created an entry for the Rookie Awards. In fact, they haven't. All right, some common misconception and mistakes. There's no point in entering because I won't win. Well, I think I've covered that. Really, it's not for us, it's not about winning. It's about building your confidence, getting exposure. The winning is really, that's just a bonus. That's a cherry on top if you get to that level, when it's going to open doors and create some opportunities for you as well. But really, it's not about that. It's about getting active. It's about, getting yourself out there and actually, taking that step and going, I'm taking this risk. Even with one project, I'm going to enter it in because I want to get some industry feedback just to see where that is, right? So it's not necessarily about winning. Each year I encourage first year, second year student, get involved. You've got nothing to lose. You're not being charged to be part of this. It's free. It's, there's so many benefits to it. You can't edit your entry once submitted. That's a good point, and I'm going to show you that when I create the entry as well. There's two things that happen. So you can save it as a draft, which means that you can go back later and add to it, remove stuff, edit it, do whatever you want at that point. As soon as you publish your entry, it's essentially locking it down, and it fires off emails to our judges, our lead judges, to say, hey, this entry is being published, and our judges are then notified that they can go through and actually add judgments to that entry. So you just got to be careful. You got to be 100% sure that you're ready to push publish, because once it's published, it's locked down and you won't be able to edit it. If you're not sure, save it as a draft. It's as simple as that. What else have we got on there? Not including project descriptions and breakdowns. I'm going to talk about that. Team members submitting multiple entries. Good point. If we go back to those group or team-based projects, what happens there is you get one person from the team that gets nominated to create the entry. They create the entry, submit it to the right category, and then they can tag the team members that have registered rookies accounts on there, and then they get attached to that project as well. So just remember, one person gets nominated to create that entry, and you only need to create one entry. Including professional work, don't do it. You will be found out, and it's just not worth it. Difference between an entry and a project, I just mentioned that. So yeah, just make sure that you know that you've entered into the contest, and we'll have a look at that. Cool, just wrapping up this presentation so I can get into actually creating an entry for you. So we open 28 days time, March the 7th, close for submissions on May 31st, with the winners announced on July the 16th. So during that sort of May 31st or June 1st through to July, it's really, we've got 4,000 plus entries to go through. There's a lot of time needed just to make sure that we're, thorough in our judging process, and and then final winners announced on that July 16th date. So that is it for the presentation. What I wanted to do now was really just show you if I go across to here, how to create an entry. So I'm just going to come across here. So you can see up the top, we've got about, projects, contest, discover, and there's more, and that's where you can access our Discord server. But if I go into contests, and I'll just click on that so you can see what happens. This is where all our contests happen. So I'm currently on so if I click on all contests there, you can see these are the ones that are just closed or currently running. These are all archived contests that we've run in the past. We can see there, Rookie Awards 2021. If I click into that, this is where you can go through just as a reference point and look at last year's winners. So you can go through, click at each of the categories, and then really dissect some of those past entries to see, what makes up a good entry. So let's just do one, for example. If I click into winners and I click into Jasmine, you can see here, she's got her list of badges that she's won either in the past or that she won for last year's Rookie Awards that sit on her page here. You can see she had over 5,000 views for her page. And the way that she's laid it out, she's added description. She's got, a whole bunch of images that the judges can then click on. They can toggle through to really get full impact of all and see the details of her work. So a really favorite with the judges. She's got, loads of context. She's used the profile builder well. She's got little embedded YouTube video there. What else has she got going on? She's got, a truckload of work, which is really stunning work. She's got like the overlay. So you can scrub through multiple images here. You can have up to 5 images that you can overlay on top of each other. And this is really a judge favorite. So maybe you've got something that is gray shaded, wireframe, textured, lighting, final render. It's a really good one to be able to line things up for our judges to be able to compare, those different stages. So we're going through, so you can see she's got, added her descriptions, names of each of the projects and done a really good job of presenting her entry, and a bunch of comments at the bottom. So that's really cool. So if I just bring up, and I'm going to create an entry now, and it is, what was that one? Let's just bring that up for a sec. And we have another site. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, great. So if we go into the 2022 Rookie Awards, we can see here that the site is already live. Obviously, it's closed and will open in 28 days and 2 hours. And if I scroll down here, you can see here's the overall overview of the contest, and it's good. Again, you can click into frequently asked questions. The terms, if you look at the rules are up here on this little nav bar up the top here. You can click into a judging panel, which looks like this. Like I said, I think there's close to 130 odd industry professionals that are looking at your work, likes of head of CG at Frame Store. We've got, art directors at gaming studios, and just, the rock stars of the industry. So amazing opportunity to get your work in front of people. You can see all the prizes. Prize list is under the prize tab here. And then we've also got awards. So these are the badges: Film of the Year, Game of the Year, Rookie of the Year winner, that you can, obviously pick up during the at the end if you've featured in the winners list. We have our industry ranking here, and that's the certificate, a snapshot of what the certificate looks like, and that gets sent out to everybody. So I'm just going to have a drink of water. So yeah, it's a great thing to be able to get that certificate and be able to post it at the end as well. So read the rules, the terms and conditions, etc. And then you scroll down, and this is where we have the main groups. And we've got these are the ones that I covered in the presentation. So here, if I wanted, for example, to enter into visual effects, and I'd click into this category, and then there is a little video explaining exactly the types of work that we're looking for. Again, just have a quick read. And if you think, okay, cool, this is exactly the category that I'm looking for, then in 28 days and 2 hours, this button will be active and you'll be able to click into that. Now, I just wanted to, I'm just going to pull up the staging, sorry. And going to do this. I thought I had it open already, which is this one. Cool. So this is just a staging site that I can create an entry for without it being open. So you can see here, I've just created a mock version of that. I'm going to enter contest, and I'm going to go, okay, cool. I'm going to drop into game development. I'm going to view that category. Brings me here. I've done what I've mentioned. I've read the overview for this category, for this contest, and now I'm going to submit an entry. So I come through here, and this is what you get presented with, which is our page builder here. So you can see on the right-hand side a number of different widgets that you can use to create your entry. So I might go through, I'm going to add some images. So I'm going to select some from here. You can either browse for them, or you can just multiple select and drag and drop them into the space there, and that's going to go through and upload them. Once I've uploaded, I've got the option then to be able to reorder them however I want. Maybe I want to delete one, add something else. I have that flexibility to be able to do that as well. So, really I'm starting to think about, okay, cool, this is my entry. I'm liking that. I'm going to hit done. This is the bunch of images that have come through. I can either keep them narrow, or I could go full screen. So what that looks like is, if I'm looking at this once it's been published, that image will be full width of your screen. Personally, I like the narrow view. It just keeps everything nice and neat and nice and tidy. So once I've got through there, maybe I'm going to, or not maybe, I would definitely add some text at this point, because the judges really want to know what the process was that you went through here to create these images, and what is it? Is it, what sort of project is it, and so forth. So really adding some details in here underneath. I've just added dummy text here. Again, if I need to, I can edit it, or I can reorder this however I want. So important to be adding these descriptions as you go. So if I add the process view, which is that one that we looked at before, where I could scrub through multiple images on top of each other, I would upload some images here. I think, what is it? Yeah, 5 images. And you can see here, I've got this character. I might just reorder that to something like that. I'm going to go done. And then I can see that scrubbing is working really, really nicely. Again, add some more text. I just want to make sure that, like I said, judges are really understanding what's going on. There is nothing worse from a judge's perspective to see a whole bunch of images and a video or something that's been uploaded without any description. So carrying on through, I'm going to add a Vimeo video here. So maybe I've created a demo reel. I've got my Vimeo link, which is our preferred platform for embedding videos. It's just cleaner without ads and all the rest of it. So I can copy my Vimeo link and drop it straight in there. And one thing you'll note down here is you've got the option to actually add a password protected Vimeo video. Now, this is for those students that are, have created a short film and they've entered it into a film festival, and they're currently doing the film festival circuit, and it's under embargo. So that means that they're not able to show it publicly. Then they can safely still create an entry here using a password, and the password is only shown to our judges, so they can still go through and make judgments and access that video. So just to note that it will, not be shown to the public. So I've got my Vimeo video, and then, maybe I've got a Sketchfab, asset that I've uploaded to Sketchfab. I'm going to grab that complete link, drop that in there as well, click done. And you can see I'm going through, I'm just adding variation. I'm, trying to look at the best ways that I can possibly showcase my work. Again, actually, maybe I'd add more text in here just to make sure everyone's happy. Do that. And what else can we add here? We can embed, marmoset file. If you're more a technical and coding type person, then we do have one little widget here that links to GitHub. So you've maybe created some code, then you're able to share that with our judges, and they can go through and be able to view that. So it's unfortunately the Rookie Awards is more of a visual portfolio presentation type thing, and we're trying to do more and more with being able to support the more technical artists. So we do have one thing. Again, when we get a lot of questions around how can technical people show their work. So if you've created code, or maybe you've done plugins or done something towards a game or for a film or whatever it is, then there's ways that you can do that. You can obviously upload the code, but you can also show the end result of how your code was used or how your plugin was used. You can film yourself using and demonstrating how the code works. So be creative with the way that you can showcase that work. I didn't actually add anything in there, so I'll just remove that. And I had one more thing here. We're pretty good there. So once I've gone through, I'm happy. Maybe I want to reorder this whole thing. I can again do that. So maybe I want to stick my demo reel up the top. That's text goes with that. Maybe I want to stick the Sketchfab model under there as well. So cool. Now I'm happy. I'm going to continue. It's going to ask me for a thumbnail. So this will be the page header. So I'm going to grab an image there. I'm going to upload that. I'm going to call this my 2022 visual effects entry. Position that. Maybe I'll scale in on the heads. Go done. And add a bit of a description, what software I used, make sure you add your tags. So I'm doing maybe character design, whatever it is. At this point, you're able to add those team members if you're creating that group or team-based project. So I've got to that point. Now I'm going to hit continue. And this is where I get to select what contest I want to enter into. As soon as I flag one, it's going to grade. And actually, it doesn't in this option because I'm on the staging side actually. But if you were to go through the main site when you're doing this, you'll select one category and then the rest of them will gray out. Like I said, we want you creating those specific entries for the categories. So if I wanted to then do concept art, I would go through and create a new entry for concept art. So just imagine they were grayed out. So I can come through here and I'm going to hit continue because I'm really happy with that. With the main side as well, there will be a warning that comes up before I hit submit entry. I'm going to hit submit entry here and it's going to go straight through, but there's a warning that pops up saying, are you sure you want to publish? Are you sure you don't want to just save it as a draft and enter it later? So there are prompts and cues to make sure that you're 100% sure that you want to publish that entry. So I'm going to just hit submit entry there, and then that will go through for the visual effects category. I can then check out the entry, and you can see here that here's my entry that is now part of the VFX category. So that's kind of all you need to know in terms of creating an entry. It's really straightforward, and as long as you're adding descriptions and being descriptive about what you've done. You can see here this one I've saved it as a draft, so I could actually go back through and add more information to it if I wanted to, which I don't. So that's creating an entry. Let's just have a quick look at the website. What time have we got here? Just gonna, we're almost done. So, and I want to have enough time at the end to do some Q&A. So the other areas of the website is our Discover area up here. And this is really an information hub for students. All these articles that get created are rookies members that get invited on to create articles. And for a lot of people, this is the first time that they're ever creating a breakdown or an article. This is really fantastic for, again, building your online brand. You can, a lot of people will create articles and then use that as part of their portfolio to say, created an article on 80.level or ArtStation or the rookies. And, it's showing recruiters that you're actually engaging in the community, being active, getting your work out there, not scared to showcase your work. So like I said, we reach out to members. This isn't industry professionals. We never want to make it too technical that students don't understand it. It's really written in a way that students from different parts of the world can relate to somebody that's encountered similar problems to what they've faced. And then there's great information around various schools. There's announcements around our contests, etc. So lots and lots and lots of great information here. Just fantastic breakdowns. Honestly, there's some beautiful work that's done and presented. And if you think, if you're doing a project that's similar, then it's a great way to be able to see how somebody else has actually done it. Other areas, we've got our rankings up there, students, resources. So resources, we've got free rigs, free models that you can grab. So there's, a few assets in there that are really good. If you wanted to see a professionally rigged model, then the Night Spider is a great rig to be able to start playing around with. And likewise, we've got some really high-end models that you can download and start playing with as well. Just to quickly jump on our Discord server, wherever that is, over here. Don't switch that. You know, the rookies here, you can see we've got the rookies. There's a whole bunch of different specialty skills, feedback areas. You know, we've got all our contests that are running. For anyone that has questions around the Rookie Awards, join the server. There's a specialty channel in there that is Rookie Awards 2022. You can ask questions in here and you know, get feedback if you're unsure about what category you should be entering into, etc. And you see, you know, there's 97 industry professionals that are part of it at the moment. That are, you know, so there's a really good mix of industry pros and students in here, and you know, it's a safe place. You shouldn't feel intimidated or embarrassed to be asking questions. No question is too simple or too stupid. It's like this is we, you know, we get it, and we've all been there. So feel free to ask whatever you want. And YouTube channel, we have a bunch of live sessions going on. You know, if you're interested in game design and development, then there's, you know, sessions going on too. I think that we've got two sessions a week. Again, you can submit or put forward your portfolio, rookie's portfolio on the Discord. So if you go into game development, for example, here, if you add your work here, then James will pick it up, and then he'll do a bit of a live demo of, you know, where he can, you know, help with where he sees there can be improvements made. So a really great, and again, James is such a nice guy, really willing to help, you know, anybody at any level. So a great opportunity, and I think he's live streaming at the moment, actually. Yeah, he's actually on there at the moment. So great place to kind of get some feedback. And just to point out here, Rookie Awards 2020 explained. You know, you actually can go in here, how to create a Rookie Awards entry page, all the stuff that I've covered today. It's in the little videos that are a part of our YouTube channel as well. So feel free to jump on there, check it all out. And I think that is kind of it from me. So we'll just jump on and see if we've got some questions. And feel free to jump on and ask, you know, through Zoom if you want to ask just